I remember one day listening to my mother-in-law on the floor above me. The floors and the walls were very thin, arguing, fighting with my wife. Who did you marry? Who is this bum that you've brought into our lives? All he does is he does nothing. All he does is play video games all day. She thought it was video games. She thought I was playing video games. He's playing video games all day on the computer. He doesn't leave the house, doesn't even shower. At least he could shower. He could play the video games, but shower, for Christ's sakes. Funny thing. True story. True story. I had the opportunity to get funded by two people who saw my potential, and each person gave me $20,000 apiece, and I had $40,000 to try to launch my professional trading career. All right. And we managed to, my family and I, my wife and I managed to muster up $4,000. She had an IRA account, a retirement account, because she had been working on a job for a few years, and $4,000. So I took $44,000, $20,000 from one person and $20,000 from another person. And I shopped around to proprietary trading firms in New York City, similar to the proprietary trading firm that I have for traders today. And I got one to accept me, and the deal was very interesting. They took 50% of the profits, all right? And the fees were good for that time, but today the fees would be high. I started out with $50 a trade, $50 a trade, which at the time was good. Some of you complain about $5 a trade and $2 a trade. I paid $50 a trade back then. And the going rate for many firms were over $100 a trade. So this was a discount, really. They took 50% of the gains, $50 a trade. I could only lose half of the money, and then I would lose my privileges. So of the $44,000, I could only lose $22,000. And they put the $44,000 into an escrow account. They put it to the side, and they gave me $500,000 to trade with in buying power, and they charged me interest on the buying power at 18%. This interest of 18% was deducted daily from my account, so they had some program that would actually hit the account with the daily amount of the 18% on the $500,000. This is not legal today, but back then it was a gray area, and that's just the way it was. On top of that, of the 50% that we gained, the vast majority of those gains were for my partners, because my portion was only $4,000, 10%, more or less. And because I was the one trading, my partners made this deal with me and said, listen, Oliver, the first $500 every week is yours. So I had, for the first time, the ability to earn at least $500 as a regular pay. And then anything beyond that, I shared 10% of. And this was my first attempt at professional trading. And I will tell you guys that during the hard times of trying to make this work, it was just a huge test, because the failing over and over again just turned everyone that was close to me and everyone who actually loved me just more and more against my dream. That the progress from was not materializing, that the proof that what I was doing was right and true for me just wasn't there for a while, a long while. And I'll tell you a very quick story. Some of you have heard this story before, but I remember my mother, who had primarily supported me in almost everything in my life, visited me one day, sat on the side of my bed and said, "Oliver, listen, sit down next to me." She said, "I want you to take this." And she handed me a white envelope. And I grabbed the envelope, but she did not let go. So I had one end of the envelope. She had the other end of the envelope. And in this envelope, she said, "There's $5,000, Oliver." And she says, "This is so you can buy food for your family." And she said, "Never in a million years did I ever dream that I would be handing you an envelope with $5,000 so that you, the man I raised, could feed his family. But let me tell you this," she said, "Oliver Velez, this is the last time your mother hands her grown ass son anything. I am writing you off." And this had to be probably the lowest day of my entire life. Traders, when you lose your mom, it's like it's over. Do you understand? I mean, you can lose everyone else. When you lose your mom, it's freaking bad, no? And when she said this, I didn't even want to take the envelope. Do you understand? I didn't even want to take it. Like, it made me feel so low. But I took it because I had to. I took this envelope, traders, and instead of buying food and paying for my family what I needed to, I put it in my trading account. Yes. And I lost it all in one day. The very money that my mother had given me, disgraced me with in a way, I didn't even do the right thing with it. Oh my God. I put it all in my trading account. And I lost the very money I was supposed to buy groceries with and pay the rent, and it was back for several months. I lost it all in one day. And I remember coming back from the office, because at this time I was trading at this firm, right, that I told you about. And I remember standing on the 6 train platform. I took the 6 train from Manhattan to the Bronx. And I remember just not even wanting to face going home. I remember thinking crazy thoughts. I remember seeing the train coming, seeing the tracks. It was one of the lowest points of my life. I made it home that day, thank God. And I went straight into my closet. I wrote about this, guys, years ago. I didn't want to see anyone. I didn't want to speak to anyone. I went straight into my IKEA closet. We had bought this cheap IKEA closet, you know, the portable ones you put up with the 2 sliding doors and you hang clothes in it and you can move it anywhere. I went straight into the IKEA closet. Close the door. And I stayed there for hours until the wee hours of the morning. But something happened to me in that closet that night. And it was one of many turning points for me, because when you are at the bottom and you can't possibly go any further down, there's a clarity, if you allow it, there's a clarity that descends on you. And for the first time I saw things so clearly that I had reached the breaking point, the point of wanting to almost end it all. Because the only thing I ever wanted was this. And it seemed like it just wasn't going to happen. And in that closet, something happened to me. And the only way I can try to explain what happened was that fear just vanished. I stopped fearing in my closet. In my IKEA closet, fear disappeared. The fear of failing everybody, the fear that I would never amount to anything, the fear that I would be a bum, the fear that I would lose my family, the fear just fell away. I accepted it. And that day in that closet, in my IKEA closet, it was white. I was like, I'm going to be a bum. That's okay. I started thinking of locations to be a bum. Like, I don't want to be a bum in New York. It's cold in the wintertime. I'm going to be a bum in Miami. Yeah. I'm going to be a bum in California. If I knew Medellin at the time, I said, I'm going to be a bum in Medellin. Somewhere where it's warm and just good all year round, you know. So I'm either going to be a bum. I will have a tin cup in one hand, copy of the Wall Street Journal in another hand. Maybe I have to steal the Wall Street Journal. Begging for change, reading about the market, begging for change. One hand, Wall Street Journal, the other hand, tin cup, begging for change. I accepted it. Being a bum in Miami is not that bad. I lost the fear. And that was a huge turning point for me. When I stopped being afraid of the negative consequences, when they stopped spooking me, what happens? What do you do when every single person that you care about in your life does not understand you, does not believe in your dream? You feel the coldness every time you're in their presence. This person could be your wife or your husband. You could go to sleep with the number one enemy to your dream every single night. What do you do? What do you do when you're the only one who understands that you have to do this? That you don't even know why, but it just has to happen. It's difficult. I promised myself in that closet that night that if I prayed to my personal God and said that if I one day ever made it to the other side, if I one day ever became even halfway decent at this, that I would try to help people from experiencing what I experienced, that I would try to be a beacon of light in the industry. This drives me to this very day, the promise that I made to myself. That I would not be like the people that I wanted to help me, but turn their head at me. I don't know, because I wasn't part of the club, or didn't go to the right school, or wasn't the right color, or didn't wear the right clothes, didn't have the right last name, didn't have the right friends. Crazy. Today, we have one of the largest trading communities in the world. We have a family in which, we have a trading family today in which the motto is no trader left behind. You are your brother's keeper. You help the new baby trader coming on board our family. You answer the questions. You guide. You do not look down on the new people who don't know as much as you. This is important to me because it's the very goddamn thing I needed when I was going through this. That support, that family, that togetherness. You're not going to find that camaraderie. You're not going to find that like-mindedness in your home. It's going to get very chilly in your home when you talk about this, and you are going through your developmental phase, and you don't have anything to show for your passion except spending money and losing money. That's all you have to show to your family. How do you expect your family to support this? They will not. And you know what? In a sense, they're right, because there is no evidence. The most frustrating thing about trading is that you go through a period of improving, but your evidence doesn't, there's no evidence that you're improving. It's all on the inside. I remember my twin girls, all of my kids went through this. The last time I went through it, my twin girls, they're 11 years old now, but when they were like 4 years old, they were in the same class, same preschool class, they're twins, and they come back with the same assignment all of my other big kids came back from. They came back with these little pots, right, where their teacher had them plant seeds in the little pot, and we were supposed to put them on the windowsill of the kitchen or wherever in the home, and they're supposed to bring them back into class when the seeds sprout into a flower or a plant or something. And I remember my two little girls coming home with these two little pots with just dirt. Dad, there's a seed inside here and it's supposed to grow. And I said, yes, baby, that's right. Let's put it on the windowsill or whatever. And every day they would come down and rush the first thing before even brushing their teeth. They would run to the kitchen windowsill and look at the pots and start to cry. Daddy, I don't understand. There's no plant. There's no flower. There's no anything. It's just dirt. It's something wrong with it. Maybe we should dig the seed back up. I think something's wrong. I said, no, baby, listen. The miracle is happening underneath. You just can't see it. It's growing while we're even talking right now. It's growing. It's improving. It's getting better. You just don't have evidence of it right now, but it's happening underneath. It's happening hidden. Very much like when you were in mommy's belly. Nobody knew how you looked or whatever. You were hidden from the world, but you were growing every day. You were even sucking your thumb in your mom's belly. Do you remember? You don't remember this, but I remember it. Life is that way. Growth first starts in a non-evidentiary way. Growth starts before the world can see it. Your improvement happens before the world can see it. You are improving, but no one sees. And this is the most difficult period for a trader, when you know you're getting better, when you know you're improving, when you know you're smarter, when you know more than you did when you first started, but your account says otherwise. Your account says you're an idiot. Your account says you're not improving at all. Your account says you should quit. And all your loved ones see is that account. They see you come out of this activity every single day without a single shred of evidence. You feel that you are better, but you can't say anything to your loved ones. They think you're wasting your time. They think that you're playing in a casino. They think it's a scam. They think all you're doing is wasting the family's money. Do you follow what I'm saying? Am I talking Greek here? Is there anyone from Greece here, by the way? Do you understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you this. You can't ever even hope to be a master. You can't ever hope to be great unless you've been brought to the breaking point. There is not a single person great in anything that exists on planet Earth. I don't know about other planets, but this planet, there's not a single person that can claim greatness that has not been brought to the breaking point, and not just once, over and over again. If you have not been tested to the very last fiber of your being, you can't be great. You can't excel to the highest heights of the mountain unless you have been knocked so hard to almost the brink of extinction. Greatness does not come to those who've had an easy path. You have got to fail over and over again. You fail your way to greatness. You lose your way to trading mastery. You don't win your way to trading mastery. You lose your way to trading mastery. This is a game of negation. You learn what not to do first, not what to do first. It doesn't happen in that order, traders. You learn what not to do by doing what you're not supposed to do over and over again until you freaking get so tired of it, you just drop it, and then you go to the next thing that you're not supposed to do. And you do that over and over again until you get freaking tired of that and drop it. And one by one, you drop the things, you discover and drop the things that you're not supposed to do. Not this, not that, not this either, not that. And when you have cleared out a lot of the things that you're not supposed to do, all of a sudden one day, boom! Oh my God, there it is. What the? Here it is. I see it now. It's so clear. This is what I'm supposed to do. Do you know why it's clear? Because you have cleared out what has been blocking the truth. What has been clouding your vision has been moved out to the side. You can't discover the right thing amongst the millions of wrong things. You've got to clear the path a little bit. And when you eliminate not this, let's eliminate that out of my life, and not this is not the right thing to do. Let's get rid of that. And not this, and not that, and not this, and not that. And all the while, when you are not thising and not thating, you are clearing the path. You are losing, but you are clearing the path. And this is where that sense that you're getting better. I'm eliminating wrong habits. I'm eliminating bad actions. The results aren't there yet, but I know I'm getting better. But you're still losing during this process. And it is this period of time that is the biggest cemetery for traders. That period where you're improving every day, but you see no evidence. And most people can't last long enough to get through this period. They run out of money before this period is over, or they get depressed before this period is over, or their family and their friends convince them you're an idiot. Let's go do something else before this period is over. But you can't ever be great unless you last through this period. My father used to always say, Oliver, you can't ever make it if you quit. You can't ever have success if you quit. You can't ever reach mastery if you quit. You can't ever reach the finish line if you quit. Quitters have zero chance. Don't quit, Oliver. He drilled that in me every day of my life. If you want to succeed in life, if you want to win, never quit. Quitters eliminate their possibility. Don't stop. Don't quit. Last, Oliver. I hear his voice now. In order to win, Oliver, you have to last. In order to win, you have to last. You have to outlast all of your naysayers. You have to outlast all of your haters. You have to outlast all of the loved ones criticizing you. You have to outlast yourself. You have to outlast your own depression. You have to outlast your problems. You have to outlast your difficulties. You've got to outlast everything. You've got to find something in you that never says, I'm finished. And this is not just about trading. This is in anything that you are passionate about life. That if you want greatness in it, you are going to have to fail your way to greatness. You are going to have to get knocked the life out of you more than once. You're going to have to be brought to your knees. Do you know the symbolic significance of prayer? That people tend to want to pray in their darkest moments. Do you know the symbolic position of prayer? Where you drop to your knees. This is symbolic of being brought to the breaking point. I am brought to the lowest point possible. I can't go any lower than this. And you take your empty hands and you put them together in a gesture of humility on your knees. And you look up. Because you're already at the lowest point. You don't look down at the lowest point. The only direction is up. And if this talk helps one trader not quit, no matter how many people are vying against you, it's worth my time here to talk to you. One trader, that's all. That's all I need. I don't care about thousands upon thousands. That would be nice. But one trader, if I can help one trader last, if I can help one trader from not quitting, if I can help one trader from giving it another shot, this talk is worth it. You are on your knees. And it's time to just look up. It's the only thing you can do from this very low state. Look up. Every time you're brought to your knees, just look up. And know that I'm here. You can PM me. You can private message me. I am the only one who answers. I might not be able to get to it right away. But if you're ever feeling that breaking point, you reach out to me. We can do this together. See, as a family, And as a team, it's easier. Because when like-minded people who are experiencing the same thing get together, there is a power that is so palpable and so forceful that it can help propel you past these hard times that are will invariably experience.